Alright, here we go for chapter 7, Unwilling Walls. So this is the last chapter. We're going to start off with a save warp. I always find that it's the most difficult to get out of the couple chapters we do this in. So, when you're in this room, all that skips is you start over there, and it skips doing this room. It's worth doing though. It's a fine little time save. So, climb up this wall. You'll be reusing these triangles later, because you have to go in there to get to the altar. So, and come over here, and we're going to do box jumps. I think I'm probably going to have a separate video for box jumping, specifically. You know, briefly, it's you jump, you double click, and then you jump again. Or I could jump, double click, repeat. It takes a lot of practice. It takes kind of a lot of practice to be really consistent at it. And you have to do 3 jumps here, and you can hold space on the last one to haul yourself up the edge. With this spot specifically, there's an alternate strat if you don't want to do box jumps, or if you're having trouble getting that many in a row. When you're in this room, you can come up here to this ledge and grab this box and bring it in with you. And what you're going to do is, it's called a box slide. I wouldn't recommend this strategy unless you're really having trouble getting the box jumps right. Basically place this box on top of it, but don't let go yet. Back up to pull it away some. I think that should be good enough. Basically, and then you climb on top of this one, and when you crouch down, you need to be able to see the box below it, so this isn't back far enough. So, let's try this. The problem is if you move it too far back, it's just going to fall off, so it's a little tricky. Yeah, that's plenty of space. So now, when you crouch down, you're going to grab the bottom box, and it'll just slide you upwards. So, that's another reason why I don't really recommend this, is it's not super consistent, but like I said, if you're having trouble, I might want to showcase it. Oh, there we go. Grab it. Oh, if the boxes don't fall apart like this, it'll slide you all the way up. And you can just grab onto the ledge from there. Okay, I can't apparently get it right now. I got it in practice just before this. But yeah, it's all about how close the top box is to the wall. Like you might be able to come in here and line it up like this and get a better idea of how close or far away it is. But yeah, I think that would work. No, I grabbed the top box because I fell through it. Anyway, enough time of that. I would really recommend you just do the box jumping because it's a really good thing to do, and box sliding only works when you're right against a wall like this. So like you're going to drop down here and you're going to do another box jump, and like you can't do a box. There are 2 boxes there, but you can't do a box slide because there's no wall. Otherwise the boxes fall apart immediately. So when you're up here and you run off to the side, if you just run like this, you're probably going to hit the corner like that. So when you're falling, you want to like just do a 360. It sounds silly, but you'll fall to the side of it and just go straight down. Then stack up the boxes. And now you'll need to do 2 jumps, I think. 1, 2, look up, and there's the statue. You could maybe do it in 1 if you move your mouse fast enough to look up, but 2 is pretty safe. And then put the box on the switch. And climbing out of here, it's pretty straightforward. There's one thing to note as you're climbing up the wall. So, you can go this way, and then you want to kind of start moving from this wall over to this wall, because the hole is directly above this. And so, it just is like a little bit more efficient to be moving towards it like this. Right. And then leave this room, hit this button on the left to rotate the room in that direction, and then get in the corner here. And now you'll see on this box, or on this tile, there's this zigzag pattern on the wall. And right where the zigzag pattern meets the corner, put a point there. And then just underneath the corner of the button, put a point there. And you'll know when you're in the right spot, because if you move too far, your icon turns to the hand. Just don't click the button, because then you have to rotate the room a bunch. And then the last point, you go about 1.5 that way, in the middle of that dark square. And then sometimes I can get this on the first try, sometimes it takes a second one. Please? not working. You don't want to launch. Do not launch here. Some clip spots, a launch is okay. Well, that's awkward. So that happens very, very rarely. I would not depend on that happening. Basically, it pushed me back far enough that I was able to land in the room. But usually, if it pushes you back like that, you'll hit this wooden wall here, and you'll just fall straight down and void out. So definitely do not depend on that. Okay, this is what you want, basically. Because you're probably not going to get that thing that I just got where you fall directly into the room. So it's a good idea to quick save here, just in case, so you don't have to redo the clip if you void out or anything. And what you're going to do here is you're aiming for this shelf with the books on it. If you, like I mentioned, if you go straight here, you just hit the wood wall and fall straight down and void out. You can go to the right here. It's a little bit tricky. You have to delete these triangles so that you'll be standing, and then you can go at a diagonal into the room. But technically what is fastest is to be here and go for those, because then you're right next to the statue. It's a little bit faster. And then when you're in water like this, you want to be jumping, because it moves you forward a little bit faster than just walking. So now we're gonna move through here again. The rest of this is pretty straightforward platforming. I'm just drawing triangles quickly. Right, jump up here, climb up here in 2 triangles, and then I'm gonna go along the right wall here. The hole that we're going through is along this wall, and the wooden wall sections are small enough that you can draw 1 triangle over it, so you don't need to wrap around the wall like the game kind of wants you to. And then keep going, and when I get to this part, I start moving the points on either side up a bit more to start like curving out towards the ceiling. And then I always kind of eyeball this part, because you need to make a triangle here and then jump off. And here, you can just land on the wood and crouch and pull these blocks out. Alternatively, it's possible to fall on them, and if you jump, you can destroy all of them and grab the statue. But when there's all those little triangle bits from the broken blocks, it can make it really hard to jump out. So they'll just eat your jump inputs from time to time. So it's more consistent to just pull the blocks out manually instead of smashing them. But smashing them is a tiny bit faster if you can get out without jumping. Then go through here. Switch. Jump there to cut the corner. Then you can go up and out to the altar. And that's all for chapter 7. It's an interesting chapter. It has pretty much every trick in the game, every type of trick. It's got save warps and clipping and it has clipping and box jumps are like kind of the main things. So it's a pretty interesting chapter. It's a good one to practice. And also in my experience, it's a pretty tough one, so it's worth practicing a lot anyway. Yeah, good luck.